AI in games didn't just get smarter, it learned how to feel alive. What if the real evolution of games wasn't graphics, but intelligence? These worlds don't wait for players anymore, they live on their own. The Illusion of Life, 1970s, 80s. The spark of behavior. The story begins not with intelligence, but with the need for a predictable challenge. In the arcade era, AI was a sequence of preset instructions. The aliens in Space Invaders descend, speed up, and shift direction as a monolithic block. It's a mathematical ballet, not a battle of wits. Yet, this established the core contract: the machine provides a reacting opponent, creating the fundamental feedback loop of gameplay. Emergence of goal-oriented behavior, 1980s. The first personalities. With Pac-Man, we see the birth of character-driven AI. The four ghosts aren't just obstacles, they are agents with distinct, programmed personalities. Blinky pursues directly, Pinky aims to ambush, Inca's behavior is conditional, and Clyde switches between chase and scatter. This simple distribution of goals created emergent complexity. Players gave them names, attributed emotions, and told stories about being hunted. The illusion of personality was born from rule-based diversity. The rise of finite-state machines, FSMs, 1990s. The logic of reaction. The industry finds its first robust language for behavior. An FSM reduces an NPC's existence to a set of states: idle, alert, attack, FLEE, with strict rules for transitioning between them. In Half-Life, a soldier NPC hears a noise, idle alert, sees the player, alert attack, takes critical damage, attack FLEE, finds health, FLEE attack. It was reliable, understandable for developers, and created a clear, if robotic, sense of reactivity. Creating the living world, late 1990s. Beyond combat, towards simulation. A philosophical shift occurs: AI isn't just for enemies, but for ecosystems. Games like Creatures used as digital biochemistries and neural networks to teach artificial life forms. In Black and White, your creature learned, for better or worse, from your divine actions. This period asked, can an NPC exist with its own drives, not just as a foil for the player? It laid the groundwork for systemic, rather than scripted, life. The Sandbox Revolution, 2000s. The ambient background. As technology enabled larger worlds, AI became the paint for populating them. In Grand Theft Auto 3, pedestrians scream and run, police pursue based on line of sight. In The Sims, characters have needs, moods, and social autonomy. The AI's role expanded from providing challenge to providing atmosphere. The world felt alive because it was busy living around you, indifferent to your presence. Advanced Squad Tactics, mid-2000s. The rise of the collective mind. FEAR achieved a landmark in combat AI that remains revered. Its enemies didn't just use cover, they used it dynamically, communicating via barks, flanking him, throwing grenades to flush you out, and suppressing fire while allies moved. This was achieved with a goal-oriented action planner, which let them dynamically choose the best action from a library. The player felt they were fighting a thinking, communicating unit, not isolated automatons. The Emotion Engine, 2006. The grand, unfulfilled promise. Bethesda's Radiant AI for Oblivion was a watershed moment in ambition. They promised NPCs who would shop, eat, sleep, steal, and pursue goals based on needs, all on a 24-hour schedule. In practice, it created chaos, NPCs stealing from each other, triggering endless brawls, and had to be severely scaled back. Yet, it captured the imagination, a game world as a persistent simulation where stories happened without the player. It was a dream that defined the next decade's aspirations. Procedural storytelling, 2008 to 2011. The AI as Dungeon Master. Valve's Left 4 Dead changed the narrative from static to adaptive. The AI director monitored player stress, health, ammo, speed, and dynamically adjusted the experience, spawning hordes, placing items, controlling music. It was an AI that curated pacing and emotion, not just enemy placement. Each playthrough was a uniquely tense narrative, authored in real time by an unseen hand. The Illusion of Memory, 2012 Environmental Awareness. Far Cry 3's systemic open world made AI feel contextually aware. An enemy would find a dead comrade, call out in alarm, begin searching the last known area, and investigate suspicious noises. This created a beautiful, unscripted gameplay loop. Stealth failed not because a script triggered, but because the RA's simple rules of perception and investigation created a logical consequence. The world felt like it had short-term memory. The behavior tree era, 2010's the architect of complexity. As game ambitions grew, FSMs became spaghetti code nightmares. Behavior trees, BTs, offered a hierarchical, modular solution. Like a flowchart, they allow complex decisions. Is the player visible? If yes, can I attack? If no, should I search or regroup? BTs empowered designers to build vastly more nuanced and debuggable behaviors, becoming the backbone of sophisticated NPCs in games from BioShock Infinite to Alien: Isolation. Living ecosystems, 2015 the peak of handcrafted systems.
Are running smooth as
Games
silk.
like The Witcher 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2 achieved breathtaking density through immense manual labor. Wolves hunt deer, NPCs follow intricate daily routines, and camp members have unique, interwoven dialogues that change over time. The AI here is less about
Almost
intelligence
as if it's
and more
learning
about
from us.
orchestration. Thousands of meticulously scripted events and routines layered to create an overwhelming, convincing illusion of a breathing world.
Gift from above.
Machine learning enters the arena, 2017 a new paradigm. While behavior trees are built, machine learning, ML, AIs are grown. DeepMind's victory showed AI could develop superhuman, creative strategies in complex games. In practice, games like Forza used ML to create drive avatars that learn from human data, racing with the unique imperfections and styles of real players. This hinted at a future where NPCs aren't programmed, but trained. Dynamic dialogue and relationships, 2018 social fabric. AI expands from action to interaction. Games began simulating social matrices. In Red Dead Redemption 2, an NPC's greeting changes based on your honor, your hygiene, and past interactions. In RimWorld, colonists form friendships, rivalries, and grudges based on a simulated psychology. The NPC's mind now included a persistent social model, making relationships feel earned and dynamic. The promise of neural networks, 2020's the conversation revolution. Generative AI shatters the limitation of pre-written dialogue. Tech demos like NVIDIA's ACE show NPCs that can understand natural language queries and generate contextually appropriate, voiced responses in real time. A shopkeeper can now discuss unique in-game events or answer unscripted questions. This breaks the oldest wall, the dialogue tree, promising truly emergent conversation. Proactive, not reactive, worlds, the world without a player. The next frontier is autonomy. In games like Kentia or Dwarf Fortress, factions expand, trade, war, and evolve based on systemic rules. An NPC's goal might be to establish a farm, hire guards, and defend it from raiders, all without the player's involvement. The game world becomes a sandbox of simulations where the player is a participant, not the central catalyst for all events. Personalized challenge, the adaptive adversary. AI as a dynamic difficulty adjuster, not just in stats, but in tactics. Imagine a stealth game where enemies, after repeated night raids, start installing more lights and setting nighttime patrols. Or a strategy game AI that identifies your reliance on cavalry and starts training pikemen. The AI learns your playstyle fingerprint and evolves to counter it, creating a personalized arms race. Persistent consequences and legacy, your mark on the world. Beyond good-evil meters, AI systems track causal chains. If you wipe out a bandit camp, a nearby village might prosper, its NPCs offering gratitude and new trade. A decade later, in-game, an orphan from that camp might seek revenge. The AI-driven world doesn't just react in the moment, it remembers and calculates long-term narrative consequences, making every action feel uniquely impactful. The emergence of generative content, the infinite side quest. AI begins to assist in content creation itself. Tools can now generate unique quests, characters, and environmental stories based on the world's lore and the player's current context. Need a distraction? A procedurally generated NPC might offer a dynamically created mission to sabotage a rival's caravan, with unique characters and objectives woven from a database of locations and factions. The line between developer and AI co-creator blurs. The ethical and creative frontier. Who is the author? The story reaches a profound crossroads. If an NPC's dialogue and a quest's narrative are generated on the fly, who is responsible for its coherence, taste, and emotional impact? Can a machine understand theme, pacing, or narrative payoff? This step forces us to confront AI not just as a tool, but as a collaborative, and potentially unruly, storytelling partner. The quest for life becomes a question of authorship and creative control. The ultimate goal, the conscious illusion, future. The journey doesn't end with artificial general intelligence in games. It ends with the perfect magic trick. The goal is not to create truly sentient beings, with all the ethical morasses that entails, but to craft an experience so seamless, reactive, and deeply systemic that the player willingly suspends their disbelief forever. It's a world where every NPC leaves you with the unshakable, beautiful impression of a lived history, genuine emotion, and a mind of their own, all in service of making your journey through their world feel uniquely meaningful, personal, and truly, magically alive. The story of game AI is, ultimately, the story of building better dreams to share.